We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal, it's exhausting, and it is dangerous. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to do the same thing. But make sure you're doing something and stop acting like your apathy is activism. We are not our ancestors. I used to hate that saying because it's disrespectful, but now I get it because our ancestors were brave. They were built different. And some of y'all are built like your ancestors because a lot of y'all had cowards for ancestors. And it shows. My ancestors were way too badass. I already know that I do not measure up, even though I practically live outside. But we are living through our government being taken over. Hiding in fear won't save you and has never won a battle. And it will not win you your freedom either. So if you're too scared to come outside, fine. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. Cool. Stay inside because the rest of us are working. But I will say that I believe that the people who put us in this mess need to be on the front lines. Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA, farmers for Trump, and of course, privileged white folks always ready to play savior, never ready to save themselves. We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal, it's exhausting, and it is dangerous. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to do the same thing. But make sure you're doing something and stop acting like your apathy is activism. We are not our ancestors. I used to hate that saying because it's disrespectful, but now I get it because our ancestors were brave. They were built different. And some of y'all are built like your ancestors because a lot of y'all had cowards for ancestors. And it shows. My ancestors were way too badass. I already know that I do not measure up, even though I practically live outside. But we are living through our government being taken over. Hiding in fear won't save you and has never won a battle. And it will not win you your freedom either. So if you're too scared to come outside, fine. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. Cool. Stay inside because the rest of us are working. But I will say that I believe that the people who put us in this mess need to be on the front lines. Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA, farmers for Trump, and of course, privileged white folks always ready to play savior, never ready to save themselves.
Well, that young lady let us have it, huh? Her issue was because Black folks said that they were going to stay on the couch during all this immigration stuff. And she fixed her mouth to say that we were cowards for staying in the house. Salute to Solo Dolo. Hey, what's up, bro? Email is actually on the way. I believe your bag is finished and about to hit the mail. So I will hit you with a tracking number as soon as I get it. It'll be coming from FedEx. And yeah, I think YouTube is definitely bugging, bro. Something's going on. I think there's some changes going on. I don't know. You guys tell me, has there been an uptick in like outright racism lately? Like the hoods have come off. Like people are really, really getting beside themselves. I thought maybe I was imagining things, and I don't usually get on the old tickety talk, but I've been jumping on and checking it out lately just to kind of get a feel for everything. And it seems like a lot of monkey comments, a lot of watermelon, a lot of all the dumb monkeys and N-words and just the whole kit and caboodle has come out, you know? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a just a controversy, a bunch of uh Republicans group chat comes out and, you know, I mean, we know the kind of stuff they say about us is just not typically posted on public forums is all, you know? And it's seeming like the mask has completely come all the way off. Like it really has come all the way off. I am a little bit shocked by it. I can't lie. A little bit. Not entirely, but a little bit. But anyway, salute to all you guys. What's up? Welcome to Simple Shit TV. I'm your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 8020. Um, Look, man, you know, that kind of falls into what I was talking about earlier. TARIQ NASHEED has jumped into the TikTok space, and and he's making waves. He's making waves. And it's been interesting because once again, man, I didn't really realize it's just it's interesting to see how triggered people get when foundational Black Americans separate themselves and try to have a little bit of pride and dignity. It's like we're not allowed to have pride and or dignity. Does that make any sense? Right? Like not allowed to have pride or dignity. So when we say, hey, you know what? All you immigrants, whatever, we're just going to deal with our own stuff. We're going to deal with Black issues, foundational Black American issues. We're going to deal with our healthcare and our budgetary issues and our voting power and our budgets and our economy. And we're going to lean into this reparations thing because, damn it, they paid reparations to the Chinese, Japanese, Jews, and everybody else, but somehow they can't pay us. And I'm shocked. I'm not that shocked. It's interesting how offended everyone has been when all we're doing is what? Saying, hey, you know what? You got to respect us. We were on this land long before you. Open up a history book. Don't believe, you know, what the Charlie Kirks are saying. Open up a book. There's lots of us that have been here, lots of our families that have been here for hundreds of years. Now, I know your grandmammy and whoever came over in the early 1900s and so on and so forth, but I got family members that were in the Civil War, homeboy. Like, what are we even talking about? And like these disrespectful immigrants, especially these Africans, need to be told something. But anyway, before we get super duper deep into that, I wanted to there's a little something I wanted to okay. So this is partially what I was talking about. And Solo Dolo, you're right, self-preservation. I'm under the impression that most Black folks at the moment don't necessarily understand how much danger we are actually in. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. And again, if you on its surface, I might be sounding hyperbolic. However, if you were to really go down this TikTok thread, and we're going to cover a couple of things here in a second, a couple of conversations that TARIQ NASHEED had. But if you were to just look at what some of these people are posting on these platforms, it's like, yo, the mask is off. Shout out to Jacques. What's up, bro? How are you doing, sir? The mask is all the way off. Here, let's see let me just show y'all what this dude is, what these people are. Now, these people are, was it clear? It's looking good? Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully I'm all right. JD Vance. So let me see and make sure I get this up for you guys. Here, hold up. Yo, TARIQ is my guy. So this group chat that we're speaking of, they are calling black people just monkeys and need to be taken out to, you know what the YT people say. You know what they say about us. But this is actually, it like came out, and all these, of course, white supremacy comes out and does what white supremacy does, and they're defending it. It's all boys will be boys. But listen, this is our vice president. If you had any question whether or not this country is on our side, like actually on our side, just
by focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry, focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But there's another angle to this that I just have to be honest about. I mean, I'm like an old guy at this point. I'm 41 years old. I have 3 kids. I grew up in a different world, right? Where not most of the stupid things that I did when I was a teenager and a young adult, they're not on the internet.
By the way, this dude's from I think he's from Virginia. So we're talking like backwoods hillbilly stuff, right? Hillbillies. Okay. So the hillbilly, and we know how hillbillies feel about black people. So this is the hillbilly guy telling us how we should feel about a bunch of racist Republican kids. And I am a registered Republican. That's why I'm kind of a little bit agitated about this whole situation, because I got to defend myself. Rural Ohio. Okay. I knew it was one of those. Thank you, Solo Dolo, for correcting me. I appreciate that. So still, maybe not necessarily from Appalachia, but, Trailer Park, he's one of the poor whites. He's one of the poor whites. So why should we be listening to him about how a bunch of racist kids or racist people, I don't even think they were kids, how we should feel about what they were talking about?
I'm going to tell my kids, especially my boys, don't put things on the internet. Like, be careful with what you post.
Don't be a bigot. Don't tell them to not be a bigot. Just say, don't put that shit on the internet. Am I tripping? Please look, chat. Tell me if I'm tripping. Should the message to your children be, don't be a bigot, or don't put your bigotry on the internet? Which one should it be? Don't be a bigot, or don't put your bigotry on the internet? Okay, I don't know. I got questions.
If you put something in a group chat, assume that some scumbag is going to leak it in an effort to try to cause you harm or cause your family harm. But the reality is that kids do stupid things.
Oh, so wait a minute. So when your kids do stupid things, it's just stupid things. But when my kids do stupid things, they're thugs and criminals and animals. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wanted to make sure I got the distinction. I just wanted to make sure that I understood the distinction. So your kids, it's like boys will be boys, and shit happens, and don't worry about it. It's okay, and don't overreact. And for us, it's like jail, 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 thug, 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 jail, thug, jail, thug. Okay, got it.
Especially young boys, they tell edgy,
especially young boys. Got it.
offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want us to grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives. And at some point, we're all going
to... Telling an offensive, stupid joke shouldn't ruin their lives.
I have to say, enough of this BS. We're not going to allow the worst moment in a 21-year-old's group chat to ruin a kid's life for the rest of time. That's just not okay. Like, we live in a digital world. This stuff is now etched in stone online. We're all going to have to say, you know what? No. We're not doing this. We're not canceling kids because they do something stupid in a group chat.
Okay.
And if I have to be the person who carries that message forward, I'm fine with it.
All right. Now, remember, he said that about the group chat, right? So when they try to kick your door down for what you said on TikTok, because you hurt their feelings. Remember, hey, the vice president said it's all good, man. Don't trip over some words on TikTok. Okay. Don't trip on some words. Our own vice president said it was no big deal. Like, don't make it a big deal. Okay. Don't make it a bigger deal than it really is. That's what our vice president said. That's what our vice president said. So, ladies and gents, so TARIQ NASHEED has been, and I'm not going to make this long for y'all. I'll be on here for another maybe 30, 45 minutes. I might open it up if you guys want to talk. Salute to everybody that's in the chat, man. If it's your first time, welcome to the broadcast. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in and or on your way out. And if you want to subscribe, please do me a favor. Subscribe a little bit, please. You know, doing the YouTube thing. So TARIQ jumped on TikTok. And he's had a TikTok account from what I can tell, but he hasn't really, utilized it. And I think that he has jumped onto TikTok and has and been doing lives these last couple of days. And I think even he was a little bit surprised by the amount of hate that he was getting from the tether class. And I'm gonna put, you know what, here, hold on real quick. I'm gonna put this broadcast in. We're only gonna listen to 3 clips, but I'm gonna put this broadcast in here. So that way, if y'all want to listen to it, you should listen to it. If you're not following TARIQ NASHEED's page, absolutely get over there and do that. But listen to the sheer nastiness coming from some of these immigrants and the gaslighting, misdirection, bad faith arguments. All of that is absolutely coming through. Here we go. Let's let this man rock real quick.
Oh, all right. Who is this? Pan-African Affairs. Let's get Pan-African Affairs in here. All right.
What's up?
What's up, Pan-African Affairs?
How you doing, my man?
I am good. You sound like you're gonna be on some bullshit. Where you from? Where you from?
Like,
you sound. I can already hear.
I'm from nah, brother. Trust me, I'll be cool.
No,
okay,
brother.
I'm about to get on your ass with that accent already. You from Nigeria? You from Nigeria?
Of course.
All right. So what's on your mind?
Now I'm just wondering if initially, when you did 1804, and then when you went to Africa, you were Pan-African. So I'm just wondering what changed.
What's a Pan-African? What's a Pan-African?
The unity and empowerment of all people of African descent.
Okay. I still do that now. I want people from Africa to be empowered.
Money.com.
So he says, I want Africans to be empowered. I say, okay, sure.
The opposite of any work.
Because you know what? Like, we do want Africans to be empowered. The problem is when the Africans come over here, they get all buddied up next to Zaddy, and they don't hold it down. They'll sell us out. They do it every time. Let's let it rock.
So why are the egusi babbling talk? Why are the hate? Why are
Because
discrimination?
listen what I'm saying.
Talk to me.
Okay, listen what I'm saying.
Because let me just say this one thing: we all have the same oppressor. The same white supremacist is attacking us from all angles.
Now, if that's the case, then why are y'all Africans still on that white man's ice is cooler? It's colder. Why? And you try to pretend like you don't. And why do you talk down on foundational Black Americans? Why? Let's go.
But here we go, trying to down each other, trying to create this division that is fracturing the community, the Black community across the diaspora. And when we start doing that, when something happens, we're not going to support one another. That unity and empowerment it's not going to take place.
Okay. There's a common lie with a lot of these folks. They're like, well, you used to be Pan-African.
Nah, brother. You've been bigging up. I've been following you.
Okay.
You
bigging up
Africa.
Okay, saying I'm a Pan-African.
But I'm talking about Haiti. He did a whole documentary on Haiti.
But does that make me Pan-African? Pan-African is basically people denouncing America, talking about we all
No.
That's what it is. Yeah. That is what it is. Pan-African is denouncing America and everybody talking about going to Africa. That's really what it is, and I ain't never been that. Let's stop that. I ain't never
been that. I'm here. I'm American, not going anywhere.
Been that. I've always bigged up
I mean, that's me at least.
Africa because I ain't got a problem with Africa. I ain't got a problem with them now. I don't have a problem with the Caribbeans. I did the movie 1804 talking about the Haitian Revolution. That was some gangster shit. I loved it. I got respect for it. They teach my movies in schools over there, even down in little Haiti in Miami, all over. I still got respect for them. I don't disrespect nobody. Y'all equate us loving ourselves with hating you. That's very.
No, I want you to love yourself as much as you
right,
want
but
to.
slow down.
But remember, Malcolm X, MLK, Kwame Nkrumah, WD, all these people were trying to work together. And what happened was the YT folks unalived all those organizations. They used COINTELPRO. They unalived the Black Panther Party, the Black Nationalist Party, Black Panther.
We already know. So okay, I know, but y'all stop it. Y'all not telling us something we don't know. We know this. You're not telling us anything we don't know.
Thank you.
We know this. The problem is when y'all come over here, y'all ain't really trying to stomp the yard with us. It's too many of y'all coming over here on that stay away from the Akata, stay away from the lazy Jairs. Too many of y'all coming over here on the bullshit.
TARIQ,
and y'all getting called out for no. Don't talk about the government because y'all start blaming the white man made me hit you. Y'all start lying talking about the white man when y'all immigrated here. The white man made y'all watch a movie about us and all that. Did you hear that lie?
That's not what I said. What I said was there's only 2 million Africans in America. There's 48 million of y'all. Whenever we try to unite and build unity,
how have you tried to build unity and unite with us?
Hey, real quick,
during the
chat, real quick. Have you guys? I mean, look, like I said, I have nothing against Africans, but when I really go back and I look into my lived experiences, I haven't really had very solid experiences with the Africans. You know, they've always had some questionable behavior. And I didn't really pick up on it right away. But when I really went back and started thinking about some of the stranger things that have happened to me, stranger relationships, when people kind of fell short when I expected them to kind of be there or whatever, I'm just going to say they weren't from here. Just going to say that. But, you know, whatever.
BLM March, Nigerian lawyers lawyered up almost all the people that were protesting.
Because y'all finessed it to go for immigration policies. Yeah, those Nigerian lawyers came through and went from Black Lives Matter to Immigrants Matter, and y'all used our momentum to start getting stuff for the damn immigrants. Yeah. That ain't no unity. That was exploitation. And then they put some of those non-FBA women talking about they're the leaders of Black Lives Matter. Many of them were non-FBA. They ran out here talking about LGBT and immigration issues. So they were finessing our movement, sir.
We're in New York, in LA, in Georgia. We're building in Texas. We're building Black businesses. We have African Americans in our businesses. We support.
Do we really though? Do they really though? Like, are Africans really trying to cooperate with African Americans? Really? It just doesn't even seem like a legitimate statement. Just on its face sounds stupid. It's just words. Yeah, exactly. He's lying. Absolutely, he's lying. He is absolutely lying. He's just using words. But here's what I want to get to. Okay. So this is TARIQ being on TikTok. So he's going live on TikTok. He was actually live just a little bit ago. He might be live right now. And they're not used to getting his type of control and decorum over his own platform. And so they enter in with a lot of bad faith arguments. And TARIQ has had years and years and years of debate time. His debate fitness is up. You know, he's a funny guy, charismatic, and he's also very clever and he's slick. He's funny, so he can pepper the jokes in. You know, half the time he'll pepper in a joke and they won't even notice. So while these guys are stumbling over themselves, TARIQ is way too prepared for what they're putting out there. So, and you can see it, and they're getting frustrated.
What's Black Americans all day, every day? We don't create all these stores that sell vapes, that destroy the Black community. We don't do that. You're not gonna find one African that owns a business like that sells smogs, that sells smogs to the BLK community. We don't all.
Wait, all these Africans are scamming left and right. What are we talking about? These Africans are scamming left and right. What are we talking about? These Africans are getting the PPP loans and everything. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about?
We build that supports Black Americans.
But so you do that by default, though. Let's not talk about the scams. There's a lot of scams that go on with a lot of folks who come over here. If we're gonna be honest, not all of you.
Everybody scams. Bro.
No, we don't scam like that. Y'all have
Indian scam, Chinese.
No. Y'all have whole scamming networks. All right, let's not play that game. Y'all have.
He told me not to be a no bullshit. I'm not a no bullshit. I'm trying to have a decent conversation with you, my brother.
Yeah, everybody don't scam. We ain't got to go scamming networks like y'all be having, sir. All right. All that COVID money y'all scammed, all that tax dollars. Every time I turn around, they're arresting some Nigerian who done scammed all the COVID money. All right.
So how do we have a unified force?
Sir, here's the problem. How come you ain't unified in Nigeria? Y'all not even unified there.
How you figure?
What you mean how I figure? Y'all know y'all beating each other's brains out over there now?
Brother, how you gonna say that? Have you been to
And
Lagos? You been to
Are you
Lagos?
insane?
Have you been to Lagos?
Have y'all seen what's going on over there now? These people are slaughtering each other over there right now, based on tribal and religious beefs in Nigeria right now.
Now you're lying.
I'm lying?
Now you're lying.
Y'all not
We're not slaughtering each other up.
in Nigeria? You're not?
If you're talking about T groups, then you're talking about something different. But you're
Really?
talking about tribes, then you're lying. But if you're talking about T groups, then I can agree with
you. Dude.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Yeah. So there's that. Now, a young lady came on and she was discussing, you know, where these Africans came from. And to be honest, she was cooking with grease. And I thought, you know what? We need to go on ahead and hear what this young lady has to say. And this is along the same lines as what she was talking about. Let's hold on real quick. Take this out of here. Let's see if this goes.
Let me see. Where am I?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Here we go.
Hey, TARIQ, thank you for joining us. I have a lot to say. I've been waiting there patiently, and we're going to go back to the Zulu tribe.
Yes.
Okay, Zulu people, you lied and say you can trace yourself when you see the last names written. How the hell you can do that when the Europeans taught you how to write in the Latin alphabets? Y'all didn't even have no alphabets of your own that y'all created. You said something, TARIQ?
No, go ahead.
You know, and then we're talking about the Berlin Conference, descendants of the Berlin Conference. They wanted to say we have our white slave master's name, but y'all didn't even get last names to the 19th century.
Right.
To the 20th century. Let me get that correct. When the Europeans who fed you taught you how to write alphabets, A, B, C, and D is Latin alphabets. Y'all history come orally. It don't come written. Y'all have not yet in the 21st century created an alphabet where y'all can know who your ancestors is. What was y'all writing down to see if Zulu? Zulu, you want to talk about the Zulu tribe? They lost the war. They didn't win. So you want to come up here and be disrespectful. But what was you before you was African? And what was your identity before the Berlin Conference? Who was involved in the Berlin Conference, by the way? Y'all don't even have an identity 140 years ago. Y'all want to fly these third world country flags? You can't even trade in these third world country flags. You come to the United States because of people who paved the way. You forget that the United States, when y'all asking all these stupid ass questions to TARIQ, you forget that we had the free men. The free men in the United States traveled to Africa to help y'all third world countries out. Here in Shepherd, y'all was over there getting in Congo by King Leopold, getting y'all arms and legs chopped off if it wasn't for a free black American who was never enslaved to report that y'all was missing y'all limbs. What the hell y'all done since y'all been over here after 1965? Nothing. Y'all don't care about being a buffer class. Y'all not the majority black Americans with business in the United States. Y'all not the majority of black Americans with college degrees. I live in Houston, Texas. You're not the majority of black people who own homes in Houston, Texas. We have historically Freeman Town and Frenchman Town. So no, we have our own diaspora, and it don't include you black or you melanated immigrants that immigrated over here. We have to learn about each other. Props to your museum in LA. We need to plan on going FBAs on TikTok. Anywho. Y'all been coming up here harassing this man, and y'all know I don't like that. So I'm gonna cuss y'all out. I'm not gonna cuss y'all out on here, but TARIQ, in all honesty, we don't allow them. My page is not a UN because they don't even know who Ralph Boucher is. He was the first Negro to win a Nobel Peace Prize. They can't even tell you who George Edwin Taylor is. They can't tell you nothing. They can't even give you their own identity, who they self was after the Berlin Conference, or who they self was before the Berlin Conference. Y'all know the question that we got going on. How you identify before those people told you who you was? Y'all, Nigeria, come on. Y'all wasn't even Nigeria 129 years ago.
Less than that, really, but I digress.
There it is. Thank you so much, beloved.
Yeah, so she went ahead and cooked with grease. She went ahead and cooked. And that's the thing that I keep coming to. I'm like, why do we keep trying to have these conversations with these people, these disrespectful people that legitimately have no idea, one, what we went through over on this side, and two, to think that they can compare what they did on that side, and then three, to feel like they can fix their mouths to say anything to us about what we got going on over here when they emulate and steal from us. Crazy work. Crazy work. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Shout out to Solo Dolo real quick. Thank you so much, brother, for the $5 holla. I appreciate it. He said these tethers woke up a sleeping giant. Man, did they ever. You know what happened too is TARIQ got on there. Got on there, and his channel was already pretty big. He doesn't really mess with it that much, but I guess he made a nice solid chunk of money. People was over there, piecing him up, giving him some cash. And he was like, oh, I didn't even realize I could make money over here. I'm tripping. I didn't let me fire this stream up every day real quick and see what happens. So people are bent because they're on here struggle streaming, trying to make a couple of dollars. TARIQ jumps on for the first time, doesn't even know how to work it, doesn't even know how the buttons work, and he's making a couple $1,000s. I mean, shout out to Solo Dolo. No, man, they're just not used to people, us standing up for ourselves. They're just not used to it. And in my honest opinion, they need to get used to it. The days of disrespecting FBAs is over, y'all.
I love the conversation, man. This is good stuff. Let's get Black history in here.
Now, the reason why I wanted to play this clip is because there's a lot of misdirection, gaslighting, and just overall bad faith arguments happening. And so I think it's good for us to hear these arguments so that we understand how we should combat them. So let's let this rock.
History. This one of these UK people. This looks like one of them UK names. What's that?
Hello. I used to. Well, I followed you on Instagram before.
Okay.
And I thought you was cool. I thought you was a bit funny and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I discovered on TikTok that you was the guy that coined the term.
Okay. By far, that was a backhanded compliment, by the way. I don't know if you missed it. He was like, "Oh, you was kind of funny." I was okay. Just like
for the FBAs, so-called FBAs.
Yes.
And whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that you was the god of.
Oh yeah, and the so-called is also a backhanded compliment, or I don't even know if that's a compliment, but it's an insult.
FBAs and people out here.
The god of FBAs.
Well, yeah, they look up to you as a genius.
Okay. Are you the god of mustiness? Because Musty looks up to you too.
Okay, fine.
All right. Are you the god of must? Are you the musty king?
Let me ask you something. Why did you deflect from that guy?
Why are you deflecting from being a musty fleeing tether?
I mean, I think what you should do is just address the real.
I think you should go back to your homeland and make sure that's good stuff, and then start
saying,
worrying about FBA business. I think you should do that. Why don't you do that? Why you?
That man, Solo Dolo, like I said, man, in my head, he said they're passive aggressive. That's exactly what happened. So you want to throw these couple little shots, and I'm supposed to enter this conversation in good faith after these couple of shots, and then when I give it back to you, just not passively, but aggressively giving it back to you. Now you want to claim victim. Like, come on, man. Shout out to Cody Marshall. What's up? He said everyone's going after Stephen A. Smith now. Well, because Stephen A. Smith thought he was trying to make his way back into the barbecue, and they ain't letting him back in the barbecue. He's again. I get it now, man. I'm sure there's a lot of black folks that think that if they just do the song and dance properly, that they'll be okay and they'll be able to be on that side. It just doesn't work that way. If you don't know it by now, and the only reason why I can say this is because at one point I used to be one of them black people. I'm like, okay, if I do my shit and I stay on my path and I keep my self clean or whatever, I'll be I'll be respected as a black person. I'll be respected as a black person. Hell no. The second you turn your back, you're a monkey, fried chicken and watermelon and all the tropes, and you're ignorant and you're not intelligent and low IQ and criminal, weed smoking criminal. That's it. Even the ones that act like they like you. And so the reality is selling out your own people for those people doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't do it. Don't do it. You're better off figuring out which of your people you can work with and then do that instead of selling out your own people for a group of people that fundamentally hate you. If I'm sorry, look, like Becky does not sit her little son down and say, hey, little Billy, look, you are every bit, you and that little black boy over there are equals. You guys are the same. Your color is different, but you guys are absolutely the same. Do you think Becky is saying that? Becky ain't saying that. Becky's not saying that. Little Tommy, you and Jerome are exactly the same. You're no better. He's no worse. You guys are exactly the same. He's just as smart as you, and you're just as smart as him. Do you think Becky is telling her kids that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think so. And witnessing the last couple of months of these children, how they're behaving with each other and the stuff that's coming out, like these kids are more racist. I think these kids right now are more racist than the last generation. To be real, let's let them continue.
In FDA
Why are you
business.
crashing out?
And you're in the UK. You're not
Why are
even
you
open.
crashing out?
Sir,
Tariq,
you're crashing
chill,
out. You call me.
Tariq, don't crash out.
Sir, you
Stay
call
with
me
me.
lying. You call me lying,
Stay
sir.
with me.
No. You call me lying. See that? We don't do all that lying and scamming. You do that in your homeland, sir. We don't do that. You called up lying.
Stay with me. Why you
No.
crashing out?
You
Have I
called up
offended you?
lying. You called up lying, talking.
And what's with the condescending tone? All right, Tariq, don't crash out. Don't crash out. Don't crash out. Trying to get a clip. You ain't gonna get a clip, bro. Tariq Nasheed's been doing it too long. Been doing it too long. Shout out to Cody Marshall. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you for real.
Bad faith. You got an FDA. So now when you come up lying, you've nullified everything else. Everything else is
I didn't mean to
nullified.
offend you.
Exactly. Okay, so take this into consideration. And again, especially for those of you guys that are content creators, or you find yourself behind the microphone, or you're talking in front of people, or you're having some of these debates, when people enter into these conversations in bad faith, you need to call out the fact that they're entering into these conversations in bad faith, and you need to treat them accordingly, meaning don't continue to have a conversation in a you don't necessarily have to be, don't crash out, but you don't have to be nice anymore, right? The second they break the rules as far as decorum, the second they start to be condescending and they start throwing in backhanded compliments or trying to slip in little jabs and such, you don't, the gloves are off. You don't have to be nice anymore. And honestly, you shouldn't. And so in the most respectful way, you do exactly what Tariq is doing. It's like, you know what? Like, oh, if you're going to enter in the conversation in bad faith, then that's fine. I can return the bad faith. I'm going to be a little bit more forward with it.
Tariq, I didn't know
You're not
you-
offending me, sir.
I didn't know you was that
Together.
gentle.
I'm not offended
I
by
didn't know
that.
you was that gentle.
The only thing, so the thing that's gentle is your hairline, and you need to brush it, sir. And you come in here lying. You come in here lying. We don't have that. You're not going to come in here lying,
I've got more hair
arguing
than-
in bad faith. Because, sir,
I promise you,
all of
I've
that
got more
bad
hair
faith, all of that bad faith trolling means that you're upset because you can't tether on to us, sir.
You're very
Just say
touchy.
that.
You're very touchy. All right, let's just have the conversation. Let's move away from the cussing. I get it.
No, sir. Because now, what I'm not going to know, because you're not having a conversation. You're whining to another man. I'm not here to hear
You
each other.
feel threatened, Tariq? You feel threatened?
Yeah, I don't want to get your Mustangs on me, but I'm not going to have somebody whining to me.
Is that the best?
I don't let men whine, 'cause now you're whining. Why are you whining to another man?
History? Is that what
Why are you whining to another man? And you're whining.
For those that can't recognize it, he's trying to shame Tariq. This is a shame.
Now you're just whining.
Cuss words that your YT masters taught you. Is that what
I didn't
you-
say I didn't use one cuss word towards you, sir.
Okay.
But you're using must words to me because you're musty and you're musty and lying, sir. I didn't use
let's-
cuss words
let's-
if you use
let's
must
get
words.
to-
So
let me
why are
ask
you
you about-
lying?
let
So
me
let's
ask you
get to the
about
facts. So
what
why are
you
you
told me.
upset that we delineated from you?
Delineated.
Yes, why are you upset because foundational black
Do you think you're not
Americans
African? Do you think you're not African?
what part of Africa we are welcome to? What African homeland do we have?
So that's the okay. That's the problem. You just don't feel welcome enough.
Which mean
Why
welcome
don't
us?
you say that?
What part of Africa are we from?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? You're from Western Central Africa.
Where?
Again, that would be regions like
Okay,
Ghana.
Specifically, I think he's trying to say specifically.
so you're just giving us a
Nigeria?
generic designation?
Say that again.
So you're trying to give us a generic designation?
I don't need to give you, but your haplogroup gives you that. Your
Okay,
E1B1A.
haplogroup don't mean anything.
Your
Haplogroup
haplogroup
don't
is
get that. No, haplogroup. No, that
ties you
don't
to
mean
West
anything.
and Central Africa. Tariq.
Everybody's from that
Yeah,
part.
and your haplogroup
The-
is also
yeah.
L2A and L1.
Sir, most people on the planet comes from Africa somewhere. Everybody comes from Africa somewhere. At one point, that's redundant, sir.
But we're not talking about out of Africa. That happened.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's over 70,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Tariq. You've
And
been,
yeah, sir,
Tariq, the
we've been
FBA
here for
has been
centuries.
in America. Tariq,
Centuries.
FBA
None
has
of
been in
those,
America.
sir, where they got some of us from, those nations don't even exist anymore. So what are you talking about? Those nation states don't
What I'm trying
exist
to say
anymore.
is the FBA has been in America for less than 1,000 years. You've been here for 524 years.
Right.
Yeah, some of us, yes. Some of us, yes. Look, to everybody in the chat, to everybody that might hear this, it's coming out and they're trying to hide it, but it's coming out that there were Black Indians here, Black indigenous people here. There were a lot of them, way more than they're trying to admit. They brought a whole bunch of us over too, and we were forced together, creating a different group of people. Now he calls it ethnogenesis, fine, but created another group of people, another group of Blacks, another group of dark-skinned Blacks here in the United States. This is our home, and I think part of the reason why, one, the government is trying to shake us off is because we're owed here in this land. We're owed, and we have ownership over some of this land. We have claim to some of this land. And then two, the immigrants want a piece of it, and they want to water down what we have here. That's what's happening here. And I'm starting to understand it, because here's the thing. Sometimes it's not always the action that catches my attention. It's the reaction, right? It's like, yeah, something fell out of the sky, but it was the explosion that caught my attention, if that makes any sense. I'm looking at everybody react. I'm seeing how triggered everybody is. And I'm like, why is everybody so goddamn triggered? All we did is say, okay, I've never been a fan of the whole African American thing. That kind of seems a little bit weird to me, because yeah, Africa is, yeah, at some point we came from Africa, but there ain't no Africans coming over here to get us after slavery. Like, so why should I be like trying to get back over there? Especially since I already bled and my family bled here. Why would I go back over there where they've clearly mismanaged things? Clearly they still bow down to white zaddy still. I mean, and that comes from, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw O'Shea Duke Jackson was just talking about how the Africans ain't been treating like American Blacks well. And that's all they want is our money, but they don't want to actually treat us well. And you know what, bro, Solo Dolo, I shout out to Hootsie, man, my brother. He said, listen for the passive aggressive, condescending, and contemptuous bad faith ethnic tropes. Telltale signs of colonizer mindset and attempt to assume dominance. Don't fall for debate. I like that. Playing with the words, word play. We're going to go ahead and give you a double salute for that one, just for being Shout out to my brother Hootsie, man. I almost called you the other day, but I realized you were probably at work, so I backed up off of it. But salute. Yeah, he said he saw O'Shea Duke Jackson. Something must have happened. He must have gotten robbed. He must have gotten something pretty bad must have happened for him to, because I think he did 2 live streams 2 days in a row. I was like, whoa, wow, that's crazy. I've never seen that. Popped up in my feed twice. He must have been, I don't know who. And the crazy part is that I haven't really been hearing any Africans jumping up talking smack about him either. They just been like, well, they've been splaining. They've been doing a lot of splaining. But listen, let's there's a couple more minutes of this. Let's go.
And those nation states don't exist no more. Those nation states don't exist no more, sir. So why do you think we're going to claim some non-existent nation states that don't exist no more? We're not a part of those areas no more, sir. We had an ethnogenesis.
Okay, let me respond to you now. I'm saying, but your haplogroup doesn't say you
haplogroup, smaplogroup. That's just babble. That doesn't mean anything, sir. You're trying to sound deep and scientific. That's irrelevant. Because
I don't need to sound deep and scientific.
You're trying because you're not. That's not deep. It's not. You think if you say the word haplogroup, that's going to make you sound intelligent and smart.
It doesn't make sound anything.
No, it doesn't. That's a deflection, sir. That's a deflection. Yeah, a lot of people have different. A lot of people have the same haplogroups, but they're different ethnic groups. Like over there, some of those tribes, some of them have the same haplogroups, but they're different tribal groups with different cultures.
But it's basic science, something that your FBA, fellows are not into. They're not into science because you're not into.
You're not into science, sir.
There we go. Right, another shot, another intelligent shot. We're not into science, guys. Us black men, us black people, we're not into science.
What do you mean?
I just talked about your haplogroups, but it offended you when I brought it up.
Sir, you're just projecting. You're not offending anybody. You're just babbling and projecting a lot.
But your name calling, TARIQ, I haven't called you a single name.
Sir, yes, you did.
I could say you're pretending.
Oh, I haven't called you a single name. I just insulted your intelligence. I just insulted your work ethic. I just insulted your character and your personality. But I didn't call you any names though.
You called me, insulting me first. That's what you tethers do. Y'all do little slick shit, and then when you get checked, y'all try to act like musky Karens. Oh, you're beating your FBA's are beating me. You came in here disrespecting me by lying, sir. So you don't get to turn around and act like a little musty victim. You don't do that. And now get off my line. Because we don't play that. You're not gonna come in and disrespect and then get mad when you get checked. Y'all do that. Y'all have a habit. Y'all been disrespecting foundational Black Americans for decades. Let's be real. These people sit up here disrespecting foundational Black Americans, and we just didn't want to punch down. Because for a long time, we saw how down bad they were. We're like, oh, yeah, whatever. I ain't tripping on him. We saw all the little insults, but we saw how bad you were doing. We're like, oh, okay, he'll be all right. I ain't even tripping. The problem is the people with this disposition, they start getting into political positions. We start getting the Barack Obamas, the head tether in charge. We start getting the Sheila Jackson Lees, who's Jamaican. And we start getting all of these non-FBAs and the Congressional Black Caucus and all these people who got in these political positions. And we started to see these people do things to undermine us as a lineage, but they empowered their fellow immigrants. So we say, hey, wait a minute, now this is going somewhere else. So now we got to check this stuff. And that's where we are now. Then, come on now. You say, why didn't Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Betty Lou Hamer not talk about delineating? Because we didn't have a bunch of tethers over here at the time. They didn't have to. We didn't have a bunch of these old undermining tethers over here. Y'all weren't over here like that, especially.
That's the thing. It was just us and the white folks. All you Africans weren't allowed to be here. There's only a handful of Africans over here, a handful of Chinese over here, a handful of Japanese over here. It was white folks and Black folks. And we took the brunt of all the ish. We did for a long time, hundreds of years, actually, hundreds of years before y'all even knew what the hell was going on over here. Y'all was over there. The white man had his boot on y'all neck over there in a different kind of way. And y'all were totally down with it for hundreds of years. Y'all sold us off. And then because look, man, the condition of Africa, like, here's my thing. I mean, do I have any Africans in the chat? Do I have any Africans in the chat? I'm gonna take a personal point of preference here. So I watch F1, Formula One racing, right? And it's supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsport, which I appreciate. It's like there's spaceships on the ground, right? A lot of science involved. It's kind of nerdy. I get really nerdy. Okay, I'm into it. It is what it is. But I do get a little bit annoyed when I see all of these tracks that they go to and all of these, what you call it, like all these stadiums and everything is full and there are zero Black people. And they don't even go to Africa. They go to the Middle East, but they don't even go to Africa. And when they do go to the Middle East, the stands are still filled with white people. And that's fine. That's fine. But it is kind of annoying that the pinnacle of sport, of motorsport, has zero Black people in it. In fact, all of driving has zero Black people in it, except for maybe drag racing in HRA. Shout out to Antron Brown, who I think won his 4th or 5th championship. We're going to cover him in a couple of days. Antron Brown, shout out to him. He drives one of the top fuels, the long skinny ones with the big old tires. It's 10,000 horsepower. He drives for Toyota. He's got 4, maybe, I think he just won he's getting ready to win his 5th championship. Antron Brown. Outside of him, you got Bubba Wallace, not really Black, but whatever. Hamilton's a Black driver, but Hamilton is British. He's Black, but he's British. He's Black and British. So, like, how is it that an entire continent has successfully been frozen out of the pinnacle of motorsport? It's weird. It's not weird, I guess. It just shows that the world is racist. But you would think that. So it's like, how did it get that way? Like, how did it get that way? Like, how did Africa really get that way? Do you guys, anybody think about that? Right? Like, do you think Africans just sat over there and they're like, you know what? Like, we just would much rather, instead of living like houses and like skyscrapers, we would rather live in huts. Is that what you think? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that's. I'm curious to know what you guys really think. Like, do you think Africans are just lesser than? Right? Because that's where because that's kind of what we're talking about with this whole racism here in this United States. Because I believe that the majority of white people think the majority of white people in this country, the majority of white people, period. I would say the majority of white people on this planet believe that black people in some way, shape, or form are deficient. And that in lies the problem, because if they believe that an entire group of people are inherently deficient, then that will justify the behavior or how we get treated. And that doesn't mean that all white people are doing it, but when Billy Bob goes and gets the shotgun and chases down Ahmaud Arbery, him and the boys, and shoot them all down, they don't feel that bad about it because, you know, black people are, you know, deficient. Right? I mean, that's the problem, right? Isn't that the problem? Shout out to Cody Marshall. He said, we've been through the fire with gasoline draws on. Absolutely. That's why all these folks are crying right now. And we're like, I don't understand. This feels like Tuesday. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. This feels like Tuesday. What? Oh, wait, somebody cut some services off? What services? I don't know. We don't get those. We don't qualify. Shout out to Cody Marshall. And I think Cody Marshall also sent another $2 holla. Thank you so much, brother. He says, oh yeah, he said that twice. Okay, so I'm gonna give you another one of these guys. Shout out to you. Like I said, real quick, if you guys haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to make my way to 2,000. You know, it's been a while. I've been in YouTube purgatory, so I'm trying to be nice and play nice with YouTube so that they'll let me grow. Because whenever I start talking about serious issues, then they put the pause on my stuff. They put a straight hold on me, boy. Whenever I start talking about some serious stuff, and you know what I'm talking about, I get the brakes put on. So I'm gonna just do nothing but talk about Africans for a little while, and maybe I'm gonna grow. How about that? Let's ride this algorithm. So shout out to you. So let's let this rock real quick. You got a couple more
in the South.
minutes.
Yeah, we didn't have. That's why we were able to get on code the way we were. That's why we were able to get on code the way we were. We didn't have a bunch of these people coming in from these different lineages with a different disposition wanting to undermine us. We didn't have it at the time. That's why. You understand? We all knew how to be on code. Yeah. Man. So shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep.
We in here
right?
deep.
But yeah, y'all don't come in here lying.
Yeah. Shout out to TARIQ NASHEED. That's my guy. So that's. I mean, he's been taking TikTok by storm, y'all. He has absolutely been. I mean, these tethers are so mad. They are so mad. They're so mad. I'm a little bit shocked by it. But here, check this out. Okay. All right. So wait, chat real quick. Okay. So here's what I want y'all to do. I'm going to show you a clip here in a second. Now you tell me if you would allow your mother, hold on. If you would allow your mother to get a donut like this. Hold on. Okay. All right, real quick. Now look, this is purely just for entertainment and educational purposes. You know, I think that this is a little bit out of line to be doing in a public place. I would not let my mother do a thing like this. Let me put a 1 in the chat if you would totally be okay with what's about to happen, and put a 2 in the chat if it's an absolute no. Okay, let's let this go. I think it's some sort of a ice cream or cake situation here, maybe. Now, would you let your mom do this in public? And then hold on. It gets better. Hold on. That's not what you expected, huh, Hootsy? Oh, hell no. What is going on? They got cameras out and everything.
By focusing
Let's see, what is this talking about?
on what kids are
I'm not really trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Oh yeah, I'm not trying to. We're not trying to get kicked off of YouTube. By the way, y'all, we're gonna try to keep it. We're gonna try to keep it. We're gonna try to keep from getting kicked off of YouTube. Where is that clip? Hold on a second. Where's my stuff at? Yo, if you're not following me on here, look. If you're not following me on X, a lot of the stuff that I run through the show, like if you want to know where my head is at, a lot of times I'm gonna put on here. Oh yeah, okay. This is probably one of the funniest clips I've seen in a very long time. I gotta give it to you. Hold on. This shit's hilarious. Hootsy, I know you're gonna love this one. Hold on. Here we go. I know you're gonna love this one. And bam.
All right, here we go. In the case of 8-week-old Midnight, you are not the father.
In the case of this 8-week-old brown puppy, you are not the father!
In the case of the 8-week-old brown puppy, oh boy, you are not the father. All right, here we go. In the case of 8-week-old,
I thought that was pretty funny. You know, I was looking at a lot of heavy stuff earlier today, and you know what? A little bit of doggy humor, definitely. You know, it kind of helps out. A little doggy humor is good. Right? Little doggy humor is good. Okay, here we go. Now look, I don't condone violence.
Hey, leave him alone, man.
I don't condone violence, but sometimes people have it coming. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people have it coming. Let me get myself over here. Let's let this rock.
Hey, leave him alone, man.
Now, did you guys catch that? Did y'all catch that right there? This right here, this part right there. Catch that? See this right here? Right there. Yeah. Would you do that to a stranger? That right there? Would you do that to a stranger? This right here? To a stranger? You would do that? I don't know. It seems like there's only one type of person that would do something like that. This right here. Do that right there. Can you do that? Yeah. What do you think happens after this? Yeah, a wet willy. What do you think happens after this? I don't condone violence, but my man had that coming. My man had that coming. And there's something about, I don't know, it's a particular group of folks that just feel like, I don't know. Let's hear what this lady has to say.
Why are you questioning me? I made a video where I said, as a black person, and what I said after that really doesn't even matter, because as a white person, why are you questioning me? Why you can't mind your business? Never have I ever heard a white person say, as a white person, and then I dared question them about what the fuck they experienced as a white. That is none of my fucking business, nor is it my concern, nor is it my plight. I'm not white. Y'all, it's just something in there. It's because y'all don't have no natural predators. Nobody's after you motherfuckers. And so you just got to do something to feel alive. Let me go fuck with some people. Let me go get in somebody else's business because I ain't got none of my own. Mind your motherfucking business. Go do something to do it.
You know, that is a very good point. I can't lie. When the first time I heard this, I was like, you know what? I never really thought of it that way. They don't have any natural predators. I thought, like, listen.
Y'all don't have no natural predators. Nobody's after you motherfuckers. And so you just got to do something to feel alive. Let me go fuck with some people. Let me go get in somebody else's business because I ain't.
Matt Sanchez.
got none of my own. Mind your motherfucking business. Go find you something to do and shut the hell up. If I said it's dangerous as a black, then bitch, that's what it is. I'm black and I feel endangered. Shut your ass up. Well, what does being black have to do with it? Bitch, every motherfucking thing. It got everything to do with it. Every motherfucking thing got something to do with
Family
being black
friendly,
around
family
this
friendly.
bitch.
Sorry,
Huh?
family friendly.
The fuck are you
Language,
talking? Shut up.
language,
Hush.
language, language.
Let a hush fall over you. When the last time you shut your ass up? When the last time you was quiet? Just put the motherfucking phone down and shut up.
Family friendly.
I made a video where I
Shout out to Uncle D. Shout out to Dennis Sperlin. But here's the thing, guys. This is a public service announcement. Real quick, can I get serious with y'all real quick? Can I get serious? You know, if you got some people that you care about, you know, and they're on the fringes, there's potential for them to get tied up in some of this ICE stuff. They can be mistakenly, you know, mistaken for somebody else, you know, and they're not, you know, they don't have their paper right. And you know what I'm saying? They like to play on the edges of legality. Tug their coattails, please, because, you know, one of my fears about this whole situation is that by allowing these people to be heavy-handed with, you know, with the immigrants, which they've already been heavy-handed with us, it'll be worse because the community has already kind of co-signed on it. That concerns me a little bit. Yo, check this out. This is crazy, bro. This is so crazy. Look, so what this says is, it says after 2 years in hiding, the family finally found her. So this lady won the lottery and skedaddled, left her fam.
Caught you. You done won the lottery. Man, look, I know y'all been looking for me and y'all found me, but look, I ain't got no money and I ain't win no damn lottery, so y'all gonna have to just do the best thing y'all gonna have to do. So why you hiding over here? Yeah. Fuck that nigga, man.
Damn, won the lottery and Mr. Murray, what the front door are you talking about? Are you stupid? You've heard the all the skin folk ain't kill kin folk. You've heard that before, haven't you? You've heard that before, haven't you? Can somebody inform this guy, Mr. Murray? Are you African, Mr. Murray? What are you, Mr. Murray? I want to have here. Let me. Hey, look, if I'm gonna put the link in so y'all can come up, I'm gonna be up for a couple of minutes. If you have to cam up though, you absolutely have to cam up. No cam, no, you can't come up. We got to be able to see who the hell you are. So go on ahead and hit that. Well, white people don't, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, because here's what happens. White folks can somehow, some way, and being that it's, you know, white supremacy that we're dealing with, see, you guys have a little bit more latitude, but you still don't claim your trailer parks and your you know, backwoods Appalachia hillbillies. You don't really claim those guys. The rednecks, you don't really claim those guys. You know, you just kind of, they're there and they're white and they get to benefit from white supremacy, but you know, you guys don't really claim them. You don't talk about them. When they commit crimes, somehow that doesn't make it on the news. You know, they get to just kind of commit their crimes off to their side because that's where all your real crime numbers are. It's a class thing and a poverty thing, which is why it seems like it stems or it leans more black. But you guys just hide your numbers better is all, because you control all the power structure. So what we're realizing is that Africans come over here and the Africans want to side with the whites, thinking that they're going to get preferential treatment and doggy biscuits. And then they do things against the foundational Black Americans, which is us. And, you know, then they find out that, oh, once they get done using you, then they discard you too. And by then it's too late. So it's not I don't it's not necessarily the gang mentality, but I appreciate, I see what you're trying to do though, you know, but once again, we're trying to put the whole gang trope on us, you know, and I see where you're coming from, but it's not going to work over here is what I'm saying. This is not going to work, but you know, whatever. And that's about it. White people are there. I think you're you're diminishing, you know, your privilege, Mr. Murray. If you are in fact non-melanated, as it were, you're diminishing the power of the supremacy which you hold, and not necessarily over me, but just over, you know, the group of people that are here, the black folks, you know. But whatever. Hey, look, the link is there. If you cam up, you can come up. Cam up. You can come up and have this conversation in person. That's fine. I don't care. I don't understand. That's why I see when people. Yeah, I don't care who they see us as, because I understand they see us as all blacks. But when it comes to where the rubber meets the road, and when it comes down to us needing to get legislation and start to make some moves and build businesses and so on, I need to look over and be able to look at Hootsie and say, I know Hootsy's got my back, because Hootsie comes from where I come from. Hootsie understands my history. I understand his history. He understands my lineage. I understand his lineage. He understands how important the Holden name is to me. I understand how important his last name is to him. And so I know we come from the same place. We know what America is, and we're not going to sell each other out. However, Ubuntu, I befriend him. We work at the same job. He snitches on me or makes some stuff up, gets me fired, and gets all of his homeboys to come work. Yeah. So shoot, come on up. The link is there. I'll be up here for another couple of minutes. If you got something to say, you know, cam up, and we're going to be respectful. We have decorum around here. You got to be respectful. We have decorum around here. We don't talk and yell over each other, or we allow each other to finish the point that you're making. We don't filibuster. If you have something to say, feel free, come on up and say it. I'm in the mood. I haven't bodied anybody in a while since, I don't know, where's Freedman's Journal at? Shout out to Freedman's Journal, from the roots of the Fruit family. Absolutely. Well, look, real quick, before I'm gonna go on ahead and give myself my own little commercial here real quick. So where is that? Hold on. Where am I at? Bam. Okay. So y'all, my bag for sale. Right there. All right. Made by hand, made in America. Manufacturing them. Okay. Found somebody to make them for me out of LA. Okay. They're for sale now. Pre-sales are done. So there's no more discounts, but like I said, handmade, made to order, 14 inches by 3 feet. Okay. It's a big old bag, but it's only 40 pounds. Great for the youth, old folks, beginners, and believe it or not, guys my size can bang on that bag, no problem. Just thought I would let you know. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me put the link in here for you guys, because these bitches are officially on sale for real. Hold up. Here we go. Bam. So check it out. If you guys box, if you're getting ready to box, if you want to box, learn how to box. If you want to get your kids to box, I made a lightweight bag because I didn't want you tearing up your house. I know a lot of people are limited to space. There's people that are apartment living and stuff like that. This won't tear up your house. Less likely to tear up your house. You got to install it properly. Or if you already have an existing one of those racks and your bag is a piece of shit, the one that you have, maybe it's all hard at the bottom, or maybe it started to tear or whatever, and you want to replace it, this is an amazing replacement. So shout out to me, because this is my baby here. In fact, I'm gonna run the commercial here in just a second. Nah, not today. I'm not gonna run the commercial, but no, really. 3 feet. Here, let me get out the way. Can you see it? Hold on. Bam. Right there. 3 feet. It's double-ended. So it got supports on the front. It's got an anchor on the back. Comes with a sandbag. Comes with all the mounting stuff and brackets on the top. So from top to bottom, one hit a quitter. This is all you need if you've never had a bag. Solo Dolo was my very, 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 very first customer, and his bag, I believe, came off the press this afternoon. So he'll be getting his soon, and he'll be able to let you know exactly how it works. So no, really, I'm not joking. I just started manufacturing bags. Please pick one up. Hit the link. Take a look at it. Hit the link. Not joking. Support Black business. Support Black business. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do right here? I'm gonna do this real quick. Share screen. I'm gonna let y'all see it. This is the benefit to having my own channel. Here we go. This is it right here. Right, chill. This is it right, chill. Go ahead and get you one of these guys right here. Bam. Handmade to order, double-ended, double stitched, 40 pounds, 3 feet, sandbag included, hardware included, made in the US of A. Please allow 2 to 3 weeks for delivery, as each bag is made by hand to order. All right. So yeah, that's me. Just started doing that. So thanks all of you guys. Shout out to Solo Dolo. That's my brother right there. And that's about it. Oh, nobody hit my man didn't hit the link. Why didn't he hit the link? You scared? You scared? Are you scared, brother? Are you scared? Come on up. Are you scared? No? Okay. All right, that's fine. You don't have to come up. That's fine. Anyway, look, man, that's all I have for you guys today. Shout out to TARIQ NASHEED, bro. Shout out to him for jumping onto a new platform and taking on a new platform. It's pretty interesting to see when you've got just being on a different platform. Now he's, it's like a different group of people, so you're used to seeing a whole bunch of different group of people. And what's also interesting is that a lot of the arguments are exactly the same. Exactly the same. Oh, real quick, Matt Walsh. I'm
outraged over.
I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me okay, shout out. Oh, what's up, Braxton? Shout out to you, bro. And I know it's you, right? It's you, right, Braxton? Say something.
Yeah, it's me.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
I'm about to turn on my camera. Yeah, I was trying to adjust my phone because I was putting it on the phone mount.
Got you. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. R.I.P. D'Angelo, bro. Man, that's killing me. Killing me. Can't believe he's out of here. So Matt Walsh has some things to say, and this is kind of part of what I was talking about, how some of these racists have gotten so comfortable now that they just think that they could just say just about anything. I'd like to know what you guys think about this. I don't know, Braxton, had you seen this clip of Matt Walsh?
No, I have not.
He
but I'm not surprised because it's Matt Walsh.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, usually he's a little bit more clever about his racism,
The mob that tried unsuccessfully to cancel Shiloh Hendricks was
Shiloh Hendricks. That was the woman that called the little boy N-word, like at a bro, they're justifying calling children on a playground racial slurs. That's crazy. Let's let this rock.
Are far more outraged over Shiloh saying the N-word than they were over Carmelo Anthony stabbing somebody to death. Indeed, many of them actively supported Carmelo Anthony murdering Austin Metcalf.
In self-defense. And murdering is not, I can't say that word. And deletion is not from self-defense, but whatever.
They rewarded him financially for it. And this is all part of the preposterous racial double standard that has defined American.
A racial double standard. The nerve of this guy. A racial double standard. Can you believe this fool has fixed his mouth to say something as crazy as this? A racial double standard against white people.
Culture for generations now. It is a double standard.
For generations. For generations. Yo, this is
that declares it a greater crime for a white person to say a word than for a black person to kill a white person. In fact, killing a white person could even be a just punishment for saying that word, according to these standards. The rules surrounding this word, the moral weight granted to it, the arbitrary guidelines drawn around it, it's all nonsense. It's
all nonsense.
All indefensible on both moral and intellectual grounds. People are
moral and intellectual grounds.
Fed up with it. The mob that tried unsuccessfully to cancel Shiloh Hendricks was far, far more outraged over Shiloh saying the N-word than they were over Carmelo Anthony stabbing somebody to death. Indeed, many of them actively supported.
No, dickhead. It was the fact that she directed it at a child. That was the problem. She directed it at a child. This false equivalency is crazy. False equivalency is crazy. She directed a racial slur at a child on a playground, and this other young man was being bullied and attacked by two men, both bigger than him, and he defended himself. But somehow we're putting those things together. You know what, Braxton? You know what I realized, bro? You know, I realized we're not allowed to defend ourselves. It's against the rules. We're supposed to just stand there and take punches.
This also hasn't been new amongst them.
Right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was because it just seems a little bit more blatant lately. You know, like I don't know. It just seems more blatant lately.
Well, it seems kind of excuse me. It seems a bit it seems no different to me. I guess the difference between you and me is because you're out there. I think you're still out there in California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you live in California, but on a few streams, I heard you say that you do have family here in the South.
Down in Louisiana. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's my home state. Yeah. Now I'm from here. I'm from Louisiana. Now me being from the belly of the beast, so things like that is not new to me. So maybe that's why I am the way I am. You know about it. You know, because I was raised. Because I wouldn't say I was raised in it or around it. I was just I was just brought up and raised in the region of the country of where it's been a bit more blatant and fun, and that's the way I like, and that's the way I like. I mean, and that's the way I like it. Because if anyone who's like them, I want them to be front and center about it. But as for Matt Walsh, but those like him, let's see, those like him. Fuentes,
Steven Crowder,
Crowder, and I'm gonna get to Crowder. I'm glad you mentioned Crowder, and even Ben Shapiro, ironically, because due to his religion, but but as for Walsh, this was maybe I think 2.5 years ago. I want to say maybe I heard this audio. I heard an audio. It was an audio recording from some panel. I don't know if it was a panel or interview, something from Walsh, but I first heard it from one of the people who I follow on my YouTube, and in the audio, Walsh was he was whining, complaining about their people losing who they really are in America, in America not being itself anymore and not being the way it should be. Anymore. And at the end of the video, Alvin, Matt Walsh said this in his own words, out of his own mouth. He said, "Well, it's been a good 300 years," and that tells you everything right there.
Yeah. I mean, I believe again, man. I didn't. Again, there's like levels, right? So it's like, okay, I believe I believe. There's like racist white people and there's some bigots out there, right? But then like I think that there's like a level where you say, okay, there's going to be a handful of Billy Bobs that are going to spit in your face or try to, or be aggressive towards you or try to make you move somewhere, right? There'll be a Karen or two that'll tell you that you can't be somewhere or where should you be or show me your ID or give me your papers, right? There's that. But then there's like another level that's it's like, oh, we'll poison his food or will, that like they
spitting it, pissing it, blah blah blah. Yeah,
right. It's like, oh wow, there really is a level above like just the kind of like surface level racism and bigotry. There's like a very sinister, like I really want to, like, I don't care if this person gets hurt from what I'm about to do to them. I don't care if they get injured for what I'm about to do to them, right?
Yeah.
And then there's go ahead.
Well, actually, real quick, sorry about that, my bad. Yeah, but actually, I add on to that. I say they do care. Okay, I say they do care about somebody being either hurt physically or intentionally because that's their goal. Because that's their goal to bring some type of harm towards you. Is all I wanted to say. That's
a fact. Okay, you're right. Yeah. But which again, I think that like shows how different we fundamentally are because I wouldn't do that to somebody else. Like I just wouldn't do that to somebody else. And here we go. Got my brother from another mother, Broken Blade. What's up, bro? How are you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
What's good,
how are you doing, sir? How's your day going?
Oh, been a pretty fucked up week. Still getting over the sickness. Better than I was. Know if you still hear my voice. My voice still not quite there yet. A
little bit. It's all good, bro. Like I said, we're only gonna be on for another like 10, 15 minutes.
I've been down that road myself, so
being sick. But yeah, and then so there's like, okay, then wow, these people will really hurt you. But then then now I'm really seeing that there's just a very large group that deep down, like they fundamentally think that we don't deserve to be here. We don't deserve to live. We shouldn't be breathing, like we're dirt on their shoe.
I mean, hey, Patriot Front and what's that other group out there? Return to the land. That other group. Hey,
that's what that's what they're standing on, huh?
Yeah. And even Thomas Ruff I finally remembered his name. Yay. Yeah. Now Thomas Russo. Thomas Russo. Yeah, Thomas Russo he's the founder and the leader of Patriot Front. That white boy, I think. Yeah, he's 26, I think. And listen, he's 26. I'm finally about to tell y'all my age now. Thomas Russo is 26. I'll be 32 next month, and I look hella younger than him. But when he was on whatchamadood's on YouTube, I have to look up his name again. I think the guy's YouTube he was on, he's a former UFC fighter. And the guy, he said Jake now Shields? He's also
Jake Shields?
Him. And now in Jake, he said that he's also a white, he said that he's a white nationalist, he wants more for white people, better for white people. But the difference between him and Tommy is not out of like nothing hateful, or trying to discriminate or try to hinder another group's, progress in the country is all. Now, Jake is like that, hey, fine, like I said, I want better. Listen, we all want better for especially Black Americans, but also we do not mind and want better for other groups too. As for centuries and centuries, Black Americans have always wanted, not just for themselves, but for other groups too, not just Black people. Because we want ours, FBAs, they want their success, but not at the expense or the agony of somebody else.
Absolutely.
And when Thomas was talking, and now he said when he was in debates and discussions of about Americans, and what really being American is, and who real American people are, and when they try to say that the people who are already here, the Native Indians, are the true Americans, but still he dismisses that and don't believe it. So he's saying the ones who were native here, being Native Indians or Native Black people, they're not real Americans. He said real Americans are the Europeans who came here, founded the land and established, laws, regulations, and blah, 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 are the true Americans. I was like, wow. So okay, so people from a land are not the real people of the land and don't belong in the land.
No. Oh no, they just making up rules. That's I'm white and I say so.
Yep, pretty much.
That's essentially I'm white and I say so. And which is wild, especially seeing as how, again, bro, we fought in every war. We've overcompensated in the military. Like we're, you know, like we've
the first person to die in the war, the first war in the country was black.
But see, they try to ignore all that stuff. But see, I understand it now. It's because we have a legitimate, we have a legitimate claim to that stuff. We have a legitimate claim to this land, and that's what they're trying to get away from. They want to get away from the fact that these people, this group of people, have a legitimate claim to the land. And that is the issue. And now I'm starting to understand, okay, now I understand all of the erasure, right? All of the towns and the cities and the history. I understand the erasure now. They want to put LAX on top of the town. They want to put a highway through the town. They want to put, you know what I'm saying? They want to put a lake or a reservoir on the town. Right. And
be like what you do in Georgia, the Devil's Punch Bowl, I think in Georgia.
There's a couple of them. There's a lake in Minnesota. I think there's a lake in Illinois. I think there's couple lakes in Florida. There's you know, I think that there's a reservoir here in California that I'm finding out that's got a black town in the bottom of it. You know, so
there's a local lake here I might need to look into, as a matter of fact.
And another thing, guys, I just found out couple of days ago about a black massacre happening in Atlanta in 1906. I haven't clicked on it yet, though. Yeah, but I'm gonna check it out. Check out. But type in black massacre, Atlanta, Georgia, 1906.
I'm gonna look that up.
I just now found it out.
It's so crazy how we're the terrible ones, but when you're like, hey, what white towns have black folks, you know, grouped up and gone and burned down, do you know of? You know, when did that happen? Solodolo said there's Lake Lanier. Yep, over Oscarville. Yep. I think that might have been what I was thinking.
That's in Georgia. Lake Lanier is in Georgia. Yeah, Oscarville.
Yep. People been, you know, passing on that lake. The ancestors as such. But anyways, man, that was all I really wanted to get at. Have you spent much time on TikTok?
Which one of us?
Either one.
Oh well, now as for me, I'm not on TikTok, so no.
Broken Blade, I don't think you're really on there much either. Are you?
Nah, not really.
I want to show y'all, man. This is the kind of stuff that there was a clip where this dude was preaching out on the side of the road, and he was getting messed with by some white dude. But I found this one to be a little bit more interesting. And this is the last clip I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Check this out. Blind man calls a black man a ninja for talking to the hotel manager and waking him up. Check this madness out, bro. This is crazy. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
But why are you calling me a
piece of trash?
You gonna just disrespect me like that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Why are you disrespecting me?
Because you fucking disrespect me, bro.
How?
You woke me up, bro.
How I wake you up? For talking to the manager?
Yeah.
You should watch your mouth, though. You shouldn't
call me.
You shouldn't call me.
I ain't watching shit. I don't see shit, bro.
I know you can't. God is so good. Because if you could see, I will fuck you up. That's why you keep telling me to come towards you. Because you want to play victim.
Hey, telling a blind man that like, yo, you lucky you can't see because I'll fuck you up is exactly what I would have said.
Some hot grits would have made him see clearly.
Oh my God.
Old schoolers could get to hot grits reference.
Oh my God. I would have gone full Leonidas on that fool. This is Sparta. Would have booted him across the, he would have never known.
No, I want to make a complaint against him. He need to be removed. I feel threatened. And you heard everything he said. No, so your camera got it all. Okay, so I want to make a complaint right now. So no, listen, bro, it ain't no issue. I'm sitting here talking to you, trying to get silverware, And he comes out about the noise. So what you know, listen, as a manager, what
Check
you
this
should
part
have
out.
told him, hey, I'm
Check this part
handling
out.
this situation, go back to your room. But what you did, you allowed him to come out here and threaten me with his walking stick. Did he threaten me with his walking stick, yes or no?
Did I allow him?
Yeah, you didn't say anything to him.
That's a straight.
No, what you're telling me is you telling us to get out of the way so you can handle him. That's not how you do stuff, man.
It's a tool. That's all it is.
Let's
No, homie, no.
Let's settle it down.
No, you need to handle that, homie.
What do you want me to do?
Because if that was me being the aggressor, you'd be done calling the police or try to kick me out the room.
You a fat fucking are you?
But why are you calling me a
Piece of trash.
Huh.
This dickhead really thinks he's Daredevil.
If he is allegedly, and I say allegedly blind, now, if he is really blind, now he's not blind because, because of his condition. He's blind because of his, deep-rooted hatred. That's what's really blinding him.
Right.
If he really is blind.
Yep. That's God doing that to him. God don't like ugly, as they say. Yeah,
He
no.
would.
I would have. This is Sparta. Boom! I would have booted him across. I would have booted him right in the chest. There'd be a nice footprint dead in the center of his chest, and I would have sent him all the way across the room. And been like, I don't. Especially when he did the whole. This guy, once he started hitting that thing in his hand, oh yeah, that's a threat. To me, that's a threat. You might as well. That's like what? That's equivalent to what, having a belt or cracking a whip. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm having trauma.
Something from the Warriors or something.
PTSD, dog. PTSD. I don't know. I blacked out. And I blacked out. Cody said that he read absolutely because he let the other guy do. Because, bro, listen to me when I tell you this. I legitimately didn't realize it. But I'm starting to, I'm realizing it now that white folks really think we deserve the bad treatment. Like they think that we deserve it though. Not just like, oh, well, but like that we deserve it. Like the jails are only for us. The police are only for us. The cuffs are only for us. Like they're for us. They're not for everybody else. They're just for us. And they really feel that way. Like legitimately feel that way. And they really feel like they should be able to pick up the phone at any time and call them and really get you got, regardless of whether they're in the right or wrong. And I always thought, I was like, okay, well, I thought that there was like some level of that, right? Like some level of that. But I'm realizing more and more like, oh, wow, they really, oh shit, they really hate us for real. Like they really think that it's like totally okay for us to get beaten up and left dead in the street. Like
you just now realize that.
but I mean, like to this extent, man, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I thought I was maybe I was trying to give a lot of these people the benefit of the doubt, and assume that most were good. But the more I'm really starting to see the numbers are just really like, oh, wow. Because you know what? We've never had so many situations in the media back to back where we had very clear examples of either thing, right? Right. So we've got like the Daniel Penny in one situation, but then you've got this other situation where this Carmelo Anthony, right? Like, or that white woman that got stabbed up. Being able to see these,
what's the name of Elijah
McClain? Yeah, Elijah McClain. We've got so many stories now, and we've got enough of them to put these circumstances together and say, this is clearly two different ways you guys handle these things, right? Damn, is it in my community tab? Hold on. I'm not going to I'll do it a different day, but there's I think it might be, maybe it's on my Twitter. Hold on. Maybe.
Is that the police video?
Where it's like helping them into the car and stuff?
Oh, no. Like some blatant harassment going on in the office.
Dang. Okay. Nah. Here, let me see. I'm not gonna find it, but we've got enough data to just see how these people just are not treating us properly. They're just not treating us the right way. And you can see how it's like, oh, you have empathy. Oh, come on, man. You don't want us to have to do this to you. We don't want to have to take you in. We don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? Like the cops when the non-melanated man, it's like, come on, bro, you got so much to live for. And they're pep talking and taking everybody alive. But when it's us, they're like, bullets come first and then they'll talk later. You know, I saw a video of them
Or they
slinging some woman
say,
down
how
to the
come you
ground
didn't
the other
comply?
day.
How come you didn't do what they
Yeah,
tell you
because
to
you didn't
do?
do what I said. You didn't do what I said. It's like, why didn't you just comply? When it's like, wait a minute. Like Becky threw her shoe at you. You know what I'm saying? Like Becky spit on you and called you a bitch and walked away. Like when have any of us ever done anything like that? Right? So it's like, so it's just strange that no one can see or they pretend not to see, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Pretend like he said it's called blue leashing. Yeah. Yeah. I know the difference between black and white. He's learning systems design. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's a little disheartening. Can't lie. It's a little disheartening. It's a little aggravating for sure.
And it's kind of a gamble. Like if now, if a police officer or he or she, and if they do just happen to be racist, it's like if you don't get it one way, you'll get another way because it's a gamble. Because like they might not physically do anything to you, they might just be some type of way towards you, verbally, whether if it's blatant or if it's passive, and you're lucky, to walk away from the situation, but still, but like I said, it's like you'll never know until it happens. And if the officer is white, but they're not a racist, but they happen to be an asshole,
Yep.
But
yeah, no, wait, you 100%. I mean, there's really the best that you can hope for a police officer to be is indifferent. That's the best that you can hope for. He's either a full-blown white supremacist or he may not be a full-blown white supremacist, but he's not going to say anything, right? He's not going to snitch on his man. He's going to support his guy, right? And then there's like the 2% that are actually going to maybe call off the dogs or pull somebody off. You know what I'm saying? That's actually going to be like, hey man, don't do that.
Right.
And that's
speaking of which, I'm glad it's all coming back to me as I speak. Now there's two videos I have in my YouTube playlist. One is of a cop cam video. It's from a couple of years back, and on the cop's microphone, he said out loud on his microphone during a case. He said out loud, he said, "I hate black people," or "God, I hate black people." And in another video that almost went a whole nother way. It was these cops ganging up on this one guy. They had his guns drawn and anything. The guy didn't do anything, say anything. He was not a threat at all. And after they got everything solved, situated, and when the cops had calmed down, it turns out he wasn't the guy they were looking for. They had the wrong guy. And then he started, going off on the officers, and he went off on one particular officer because he and the officer, they know each other. So when he called out his own name, I'm thinking, so him and one of the officers know each other. Now you can still see somebody from a distance in their car through their windshield and windows. And when the guy has stepped out, it's like, why in the hell did the cop not, call him off or say nothing? They're like, hey, y'all, well, wait a minute, calm down.
I know this guy.
Yeah, I know this guy. And all, but still he didn't. So then they went to, now when they tried to calm him down, it wasn't for the sake of calming him down. They were doing that to be condescending towards him. And I said, well, he has a right to do that because you could have, took his life, if not injured him, severely.
Yeah. Bro, it just happened. Some dude got shot in the face just recently. The cop initiated the contact, sucker punched the dude. The dude squared up on him like, let's go. Cop pulls his weapon out. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Just happened a couple days ago. I mean, again, bro, and that's kind of what I was saying. And I'll end on this, man. Look, I'm not joking. I think by us removing ourselves from a lot of the politics that is happening right now, I think is a good thing, because people are realizing that, one, we're realizing our power. And I think that the others are realizing that we are powerful and they need to listen. But we can't deny how aggravated these people are. And what do they do when they get aggravated? They take that out on us.
They start aggravating other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, like, in places like Philadelphia and Chicago or whatever, like, it's not like we can separate ourselves. We're not segregated. We're not. What they did was they put all the immigrants in the same buildings with us, in the same neighborhoods with us. So when ICE comes in and Homeland Security comes in and the tanks roll in, and they're going for ICE, but we are convenient targets. You know, we're easy targets. We're convenient targets, and we're who they're used to doing this stuff to, right? And so that stuff falls underneath the radar already. Even more so now. I believe there's probably a bunch of us that have gotten injured or hurt in the last however many months that we'll never hear about because it's gotten lost in the noise. You see what I'm saying? And so if there is somebody that you care about, that rolls around without their license, that rolls around without their car insurance, I'm not joking, because that's how we get tripped up all the time. Like, the majority of the times, all my homeboys have gotten tripped up, it's because of, like, driving on a suspended license or something. The majority, if I had to say the majority of the times that me and or my homeboys, because they ain't the only ones, I've been tripped up a couple of times, it was because my paper wasn't right. And that ended up making it so that, because the second your paper is not right, that's when they have carte blanche to pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do to you, right? They could tow your car, they can arrest you, they could this or that. If your paper's square, you can slide that through the window and you can sit there quietly, and they have to just give you a ticket if you had some sort of a moving violation. You don't have to say a fucking word. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when we're out driving around is when we're our most vulnerable. When they can crap all over your civil liberties, all over your civil rights. Please, if you got somebody that you know that you care about, be like, yo, what's up with that thing? You know, have you gotten that handled yet? You know, you got a court case. Have you gotten that handled yet? You know, somebody that's not supposed to be around a felon. Yo, you're not supposed to be, you can't be around, dude. He's like gang affiliated. You can't be around him anymore. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, yo, there's a tool in the car. You can't get in the car. Hold on, let me get the tool out. Like, we got to start being smart, guys. We got to start being smart, because they're picking us off, man. And then I'm gonna bring it full circle, bringing that all the way back down to D'Angelo, bro, 51 years old. 51. Bro, I just had my 45th. 51. 51.
And remember, and I don't know if y'all still remember, but also a bit early this year, Brian McKnight's son, I think one of his old, I don't know if that was his oldest or one of his oldest sons. He died at 32 years old from cancer.
That's
young,
crazy,
that
bro. That's crazy, bro. Like, because again, these people have been poisoning us. These people have been poisoning us, y'all. They have been poisoning us. They have been poisoning us. So it's not just, by cop. They're hitting us with the cancer too. Like, why do we live 7 years less than white men? That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. Like, that's enough to prove. What's that?
I said, well, I beg to differ just a bit on that, because if you've been seeing what's been going on with them lately off the back-to-back crash outs, I think they're lowering their life expectancy.
They're trying to come down, kind of come down to where we're at, right? I feel that.
Yeah. And plus their birth rates, have dropped or is dropping more, and which means their population is going downward. So so I think they're knocking a few decades off their own life too.
That's true. That's real. That's where I feel you on that one. Well, shoot, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming through. You know, I thought we were going to have ourselves a little. I thought we were going to have a troll come through, and I was going to, then get a little mini debate on. But he punked out. He punked out. That's okay. He punked out.
Oh, and Alvin, also
What's
real
up?
quick, and about Crowder too. I forget how I'm about you now.
Well,
Crowder
I'm going to do a whole show about him probably tomorrow or the next day. But go ahead.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
I want to
okay.
review that bullshit barbershop thing that he did.
Okay, all right? You've seen it too. I've seen part one. The one he recently did was part two, and he did a teaser for his part three. Now, when he first went there, and when he went back again, now all these things that's been quote allegedly researched and both been studied, researched, and proven and put out about black people over who knows how much longer time. And he's still gonna take himself there to the hot spot of usual suspects and low IQs and high crime and white people being at a higher percent chance of getting off by a black person. But I was like, so therefore, why would you even go there? I was like, because everybody in the barbershop, they could have jumped you, not took his life, but anybody could have jumped him at any time. And in the video, there was two young white women there. I don't know if they were already there before he came, or if they came there, or they came in there after Crowder got there. And then there was that other white guy who I believe is part of his camera crew, maybe, I don't know. And so I was like, okay, so all that going on in what you believe at your core, negatively, and hatefully about Black Americans, you're still gonna go into such a place. And once again, but also it was a barbershop. He could have went to anywhere else, they have that type of talking kind of debate. But since he wanted the raw and the real, so I guess one of the best places, it was a black barbershop, because there you're gonna get the raw and real. It's same thing at a black owned hair salon. You're gonna get it up straight and up front. So it's still like in a way he contradicted himself, as them folks love to do. It shows their IQ, but also in another way, he got what he was looking for.
Of course. Well, I mean, you can't expect. Here's the thing: if you're not expecting, you can't tell me that you're expecting to have an intellectual conversation in the barbershop, right? And the barbershop is like, we're talking sports and hoes and basketball and football and chopping it up and hanging out with your homeboys. You're having a bad faith political conversation there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why they even allowed him in there. Like, bro, how about we go and sit in a studio somewhere and have this conversation? How about you go get some black professors to sit down, some people that can actually debate you properly, not Joe Schmo from the corner. He doesn't know what the hell, he doesn't understand politics or what the hell's going on, right? Like, none of those people, and I'm not to diminish those men, whoever was in there. I only got a chance to see a sneak
because all of them had handled him pretty well.
Yeah, look, because he didn't sit down with no TARIQ NASHEED. He didn't sit down with him, right? He could have picked up the phone and gotten a hold of TARIQ NASHEED. TARIQ NASHEED is a big name. TARIQ would have sat down with Stevens, would have sat down with Carter. He didn't sit down with them.
Check this out, though, Alvin. Check this out, though, and just what you just said. Now, a few years ago, in one of TARIQ's call-ins, guess who called in to his show out of all people? I take that back. No, because he's not a person. So I say creatures. Out of all creatures, guess who called into his show? Richard Spencer himself. The Richard Spencer.
Yeah. Bro, look, these dudes know what they're doing, and they're going to places where they know that they're not going to bump into another intellectual, or not. I don't want to say another intellectual, to a intellectual who's going to hand them their ass in the debate. They just want to go get a couple clickbaity moments where they can like wag their finger at black people and tell them how bad they are and how big of criminals they are and how bad of fathers they are and how they need to fix up their whatever. And they're not, and he's not going to get any pushback, no legitimate pushback. And he wouldn't have gone up in there if he didn't feel safe. He was safer in that barbershop than he would have been going to Utah. You know what I'm saying? But black folks are the bad ones, right? Black folks are the bad ones. right?
What I
And
just
and
said,
they,
yeah. And anytime you could have got jumped in their barbershop because remember they're innately violent.
I mean, look, some of us might say that that's what should have happened. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's what should have happened. But you know,
Yeah, but it won't ever happen because why? Black people are not what they say innately, inherently violent, savage, evil creatures. Unlike a lot of them folks,
they
just
try
by
to tell.
walking through, like just by just by taking a shortcut to get somewhere, you go through one of their neighborhoods. Not all the time, but for the ones who are like that, you cut through there just by walking, mind your own business, trying to get to and from. Here's something happens to you probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a genuine fear. It's a genuine fear. And once again, man, like I said, it's not that, and I'm realizing it more and more. It's not that, and it's a two-tier thing where psychologically we are watching our doppelgangers get hurt. We're watching people with our likeness that look like us get injured in these situations, in these confrontations. And whether we like it or not, it does something back here. You can't see, you know, this cop sucker punch somebody that looks like my uncle or looks like my dad or looks like my whatever. Like we've seen it a million times, right? And it's like, man, from the back, that kind of favors somebody I know, favors my cousin, right? And all of a sudden you see the cop sucker punch him, turns around, all of a sudden, okay, you want to punch me, then you want to fight. Okay, square up. Cop pulls out his piece. And then in the middle of the street, when people are watching, pop, pop, pop. What does that do to a person? What does that do to a group of people? I imagine it's different for everybody, but it ain't good. And so when we have all that shit rattling around in the back of our brain, and then you want to try to lecture me about how bad we are, like, bro, this is crazy. So it's just real interesting that it was a bad faith situation. I think that these people are really riding the whole race thing a lot harder than I anticipated.
Because they're obsessed.
I mean, I guess so. More so than I even knew. I thought I knew.
Yeah, the show through Crowder. It showed through Crowder. Showed through Kirk, and what's the other guy? I was just mentioning.
They can't keep They can't keep black people out of their mouths. They cannot keep black people out of their mouths. They really can't. In fact, again, like I said, that's what Charlie Kirk was spewing right before he ate that bullet. You know, he was about to talk about, well, what about gang violence? Is that including gang? What? You know, tell me it wasn't the ancestors.
I was like, well, does that include neo-Nazi gangs and everything? Because I said they need to be, like I said, for what's going on with them, like I said earlier, they need to be taking those same discussions and wagging finger talks to their own demographic. Because hey, they probably could have helped out old dude who drove his truck into their church, committed arson and sprayed everybody. I mean, hey, just saying, I was like, because they're having it pretty bad on their end right now. Just
got
saying.
real quiet. That whole thing got real quiet in the news, didn't it? Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
You know, we'll never news for like what, a few and a half or like 2.5 weeks, or maybe 1 week.
I'm still looking at this arena chick, this Ukrainian woman who got stabbed up on the train. I still keep seeing pictures of her. We'll never forget. We'll never forget. We'll never forget.
Black people are never going to forget that either. Because I asked the question on one. No, it wasn't on the panel, but it was down in the chat I was typing. And now my question is, now would people have the same energy if a white woman, if a white man had did that to a black woman, a white woman had did it to a white man, vice versa, you know, so change up the colors and the genders, or if a white woman had did it to another white woman, Asian woman did it to a white man, you know, blah, 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 blah.
They would have hid the video. They would have hid the video. You would have never heard it on the news. There might have gotten 1 or 2 headlines. They would have told the story without any pictures. You wouldn't have seen who the victim was. You wouldn't have known anything. You just would have known something happened, and they would have kept it pushing. That's what would have happened, because that's what they always do. It's only us. It's only us where they showed the whole crime in 4K. It's only us.
Right.
It's only us. It's only us that they get right away. Everybody else. Yeah, everybody else gets away. They end up having to run these people down and catch them 2 or 3 days later at their house, and they have to turn themselves in, and they come with the attorney, or they get brought into custody without any incident or whatever. We get popped on the scene. So nah, man. I like I said, I think that there's enough information now for us to really be able to point out the double standards. And I think that TARIQ Nasheed going to TikTok, and this is to bring a circle, and we'll finish on this. It's good because he's giving us and giving the masses examples of how to deal with some of these bad faith arguments. I think a lot of us get tripped up in some of these bad faith arguments, and we don't necessarily understand like what's really happening, because we can't believe that these Africans or these people that allegedly look like us will talk down and talk bad about us the way that they do. And so I like it because TARIQ is given people that aren't in these spaces, that don't hear this stuff all the time, that aren't quite picking up on the little intricacies of some of these arguments. He's firing back, and he's giving these people their own medicine, which I really appreciate. I want to thank Braxton. Thank you so much, bro, for coming through and hanging out with me. Broken Blade, brother, I appreciate you so much. I'm sorry I'm getting up out of here. Again, Solo Dolo, salute to you, bro. Cody Marshall, what's up? Salute. Let's see, who else is up in here? Of course, Hootsie, my brother, and everybody else. I think Jacques came through here for a split second, and who else? That's it, man. I just want to thank all of you guys for coming through, hanging out. Really, truly appreciate you. Also, stay tuned. If you guys aren't following my Project 8020 page, I'm live streaming my boxing classes on there. Periodically, I'm going to be probably doing I'll probably do 4 classes a day. It'll be the same class on repeat 4 times a day, at least. So, if you've never boxed before, if you want to quietly be able to just kind of touch the bag on your own time and quiet and whatever, I'm giving limited instruction. It's just basically, here are the punches. Here's the clock. You can put it on. You can put it on mute and just put it up to where you can see the clock, and you have some instructions, and it'll just be another a class that you can take instruction for free that I'm not charging. I'm just live streaming it. You just have to catch it live. I'm not even putting it behind a paywall on my website yet. I'm just streaming it live until I refine it and get it to look and feel the way I want it to look. So free classes, they've already started, but I'll probably be doing a fresh one every day moving forward after tomorrow. So anyways, thank all of you guys for coming through. Really, truly appreciate you. We out. Peace.